Welcome back, YouTube. This is the third video in my Fluval Edge mod series. Alright, this video shows me stocking the tank. I put a light assortment of frags and livestock in the tank since the last video. It's only been established for a few weeks, and I just want to show you how it's looking. I mean, as you can see from here, if you watch my first couple of videos, this is my computer desk, and this is a project I did just to see how a nano tank does with oversized filtration and its potential as far as livestock and its capacity for bioload. And I'll tell you, it's by far exceeded my expectations, you know, as of now. I mean, this tank cycled so quick just by using the neutral water and the established live rock and the live sand that my readings were at 0 on everything. And I figured, let me start stocking it and see how everything reacts. And I'll tell you, this system is so stable that I couldn't ask for more. As you can see, it looks beautiful. It really does. This is a 6-gallon Fluval Edge. Okay, right now I have my ultra bright LEDs set to 40% because they're actually so strong. I got the 36-watt ultra brights, which I was like, you know what, I'm going to get the ultra one, the really strong ones. They actually have a 52-watt system as well, and I'm very glad I didn't get that because this is the 36-watt, and after playing with it and tweaking it, the corals respond best at 40% max load on the lights. So basically, the one con to this tank, in my opinion, is that it's very shallow. This is the 6-gallon Fluval Edge. This is a 12-gallon Fluval Edge, which is a lot taller. It's actually twice the size of this one, and this light could be used on either one of them because the opening on the top is exactly the same on either tank. But with lights this strong, you have to really watch what kind of corals you put together. I have two corals that are the total opposite end of the light spectrum. I have an SPS in the middle, which is an acropora, which anybody who knows about corals, they require high intensity lighting and high flow. And I have it at the bottom of the tank, which is still, I mean, probably, I'd say about 9 to 10 inches from the actual LED fixture itself. And it's doing great. The pops are always open in the day. And at the bottom of the tank, it's more than enough lighting at 40%. And my other corals that I had on the other end of the spectrum are my Zoas. Now they're closed right now, so I don't want you to think that these lights are too strong. As you can see, they're opening up. I have one Zoa there and the other here. One's green, one's red. Their natural lighting is actinic because they're deep water corals, so they don't require much lighting, and too much lighting will bleach them out and kill them. So originally I had this light set at 80%, and it was actually too bright even for the SPS acropora because its small feather polyps weren't even fully opening with the light that bright. It was just too much, and that's even after the acclimation phase. So at 40%, everything is doing good. I have a pink tip anemone back there. I have a Favia frag. That's a chalice frag. I have a couple of acants here. They're also out of the direct light except for that one. And I don't know what kind of coral this is. I forgot the name of it. It's absolutely beautiful. Very bright, vibrant colors. It's in the chalice family. It's definitely a stony coral. That one's glued to the top of the rock. Beautiful. Looks very good. And that's what we got so far. I got 2 clownfish in there. I have 4 blue hermit crabs, 4 snails. I had 2 emerald crabs. They were picking at the flesh of the Zoas and of the Favia, so I actually threw them in my refugium, which is what I'm going to get at next. So the only change I made since the last video is I changed that protein skimmer I had to a reef octopus. The reef octopus is a much better quality, and once this thing broke in, I mean, it is so awesome. It's got a great air exposure rate for the water, and it adds a tremendous amount of oxygen to my system. And that's pretty much it. As far as my refugium goes, if you could see from here, I'm going to zoom in a little bit or focus. you can see the diatomaceous algae in there. It's all over the place. It's in the glass. It's in the sand. And this is with the 3-watt glow light, which is obviously a lot less than my display light. And this makes me very happy because that means that the nutrients and everything that's inside the refugium is drawing all the unwanted ugly algae into the actual refugium chamber, which is pretty much the point of a refugium. So, I mean, I'm so happy with it. It's great. I'm so glad that that's the case because, you know, algae blooms is everybody's worst nightmare in a reef tank. So, that's pretty much it as far as the setup goes. Like I said, this is an update. That's my freshwater basin with my RO water. I have the Tunzi automatic top off, which it's a very slow pump. It's like a little bilge. I think I put that in my last video. And it keeps the salinity dead stable at 1.025. I have it set to. Okay, so as far as the feeding goes now, this is the last thing I'll mention in this video. What I did was I got a remote control outlet with three ports on it. So I only have 2 of them hooked up. I got my skimmer to one and my main pump to the other. And this is for feeding. Because what I do is, since it's such a small system, you got to be very careful with how much food you throw into it. But I'll tell you what, once again, like I said, what a tremendous benefit it is to have an oversized filtration is feeding in excess, unless you really overdo it, isn't even an issue. What I do is with this controller, when I feed, I will turn off my skimmer and my pump, my main pump. So it takes away, it stops the filter and my refugium from, my skimmer and my refugium rather, from taking any of the food I target feed my corals. I also turn off my MP10. There's a button right there, as you can see my setup right here. And I feed the tank. Now, if you remember in my last video, the return pump is rated for 600 gallons per hour at 3 feet of hose, which is exactly what it's at. So being it's a 6-gallon system, it turns the water over 100 times per hour, which is a little less than 2 times per minute. It turns over the tank water. So what's great about it is when I feed, I can spray my mysis shrimp and my Phyto feast over the corals, and it'll just be swirling around in the tank, and they have time to eat, and the corals' mouths open right up, and they're ready to feed. And when all is said and done, as soon as I turn that pump back in, within a matter of 15 seconds, the water is just as clear as you see it right now. And you have a filter sock in here, which I'm not going to open up now, but I mean, like I said, the main value of having such a big filtration system is it keeps the water so clean and it keeps the water so stable. And in a nano tank, that's all you could ask for. It's like having the best of both worlds. So I don't know, most people get these tanks, like I mentioned in my other videos, for their compact nature. So they don't really like, oversized filtration. But me, the way I did it so, to give you a further view, it's on the side of my computer desk. I have a little paper shredder I put there, right in that space. You wouldn't even know the filter was there if it wasn't for the light in a refugium. So, I mean, it's incredible. It's a great setup. Everything is custom, to make it possible for carrying, for operating this refugium and skimmer. And that's pretty much it. That's all I got for you right now. As of now, the tank is probably, I'd say 20% stocked, and I plan on, overloading this tank, as far as its size goes because of its filter capacity. So, I'm looking forward to that. So the next video, you're probably going to have another 7 to 10 pieces of coral, maybe another 2 to 3 fish, couple of sand sifters, and definitely going to have more caulerpa of different varieties. I would like to get the dragon's breath, a little Kato to throw in there, and that'll be it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you watched all 3 of them so far. This is the 3rd installment, and please comment. Let me know what you think. Okay, guys? Thank you very much. Any questions or suggestions? I'd be happy to hear. Thank you, guys. This is Cement Kid.